can say hello in the chat, where you're calling from. Maybe share a little bit about what the weather's like today. We have some facilitators joining us today. I'm going to invite them to unmute and say hello, good morning, good afternoon in your language.
Olá a todos, boa tarde.
Olá, bom dia.
Ciao a tutti.
Ciao, buongiorno, benvenuti.
Namaskar, आप सबको.
Bom dia a
Hola, buenos
todos.
días.
Hola, buen día.
Oi, gente, bom dia.
Hola to everyone. Ciao a tutti. Just use languages.
Uhum.
Boa tarde, pessoal. Olá.
Hi everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to make a mini game where an animal interacts with their environment. A quick and easy way to make your own game is using OctoStudio, a free creative coding app. Here's some examples of mini games featuring different animals exploring and interacting in their natural habitats. And here's an example of National Geographic explorer Gibbs Kaguru, a shark researcher from Kenya who uses technology to help study shark behavior and health. Gibbs helps more people develop understanding and empathy for sharks. Let's start creating. Think of an animal you want to feature in a game. I've always been interested in animals that live underwater, so I'm going to choose a tropical fish that lives near a coral reef. Let's go ahead and create a new project. So I'm going to start by choosing a sprite, which you can do by painting using the camera or an existing photo. I'm going to look for a fish emoji. There's a fish. And then I'm going to choose a backdrop, which again, you can use the camera or photos. I am going to choose an underwater scene. Now let's make our fish swim when we tilt our device. I'll grab the tilt to move block, and I'm going to attach it to the wind play block. Now, when we tilt, the fish will swim. Let's add algae for our fish to eat. So I'm going to go to add a sprite, and I'm going to paint. Now let's say when the fish touches the algae will move to a random place on the screen. Now I'm going to grab a when touches block, and I'm going to connect it to a go to block. I'm going to change it so that it goes to a random position using the dice. And I'm going to make sure that it goes at lightning speed. So now when I tilt and my fish touches the algae, it moves to another position. Finally, let's add a score. I'm going to start by adding the change score by 1 block. And I also want to make sure that the score resets when I start the game, so I'm going to set the score to 0 when I press play. Let's try it out. Nice. What kind of animal do you want to feature in a game? Where will it live? What will it avoid? What will it search for?
Beautiful. And this is how we invite you to share, like either in the Padlet or in the LCL forum. Like you're gonna have in OctoStudio a way of saving your project as a video, GIF, or file, and then you can access the Padlet that will be in our chat here through, QR code or the link, and then upload your project there. If you want other people to, play your project or remix it, you can post the project as well. We just invite you to post first the project file and then, other things that you want to post about it, like inspiration you had, like why did you create that project? What are you trying?
But I want to say one quick thing that I just thought of because a lot of the examples we saw are tilt games and catching games, and it's really fun and easy to make those games with OctoStudio. So you totally can. But if you have an idea for a game that's a different style of game, like please do that too. No one has to make something like the examples.
Yeah. And even yes, exactly. use the score option to create a different kind of counting, you know. So have some fun, and we'll be back in about 30 minutes. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Bem-vindos de volta.
I see some
Not enough time.
No, it's never enough.
I was also working on my projects, like, oh, I still have a lot to do.
I'm going to invite anyone who wants to share what they worked on today in their breakout room.
Hello, morning. Tudo bem, gente?
Tudo
Então,
bem?
eu já uso o Octo há um tempinho. Eu amo. Pra todo quem me conhece sabe que eu adoro. Hoje eu fiz um trabalhinho do tucano. Acho que não vai dar pra ver direito, mas eu vou mostrar aqui. O tucano. O tucano é um animalzinho
Uau, que
amazônico.
lindo!
Isso foi de um trabalho que eu fiz com alguns professores da comunidade do Rio Amazonas. E aí eu trouxe como exemplo, e que é o que a gente faz, e aí eu trouxe pro Octo. Depois eu vou compartilhar lá no Padlet, porque eu não tive tempo. Mas ele tá
Ok.
aqui. Ai, sorry. Não dá pra ver. Mas basicamente ele precisa fugir da poluição. Deixa eu baixar aqui. Fugir da poluição e pegar as frutinhas. Então ele vai diminuir de tamanho. E aí eu vou. Quando ele pega na poluição, ele dá um aviso. E quando ele pega a frutinha, é para ele dar um pontinho e dizer que a frutinha faz bem para ele, e a poluição não.
Ah,
E aí ele tem que pegar uma quantidade pouca de fruta, porque ele não come muito, e, fugir, e não pegar nenhuma poluição, porque causa dano para ele. E aí também botei uns sounds, acho que não dá para vocês ouvirem, mas depois eu vou compartilhar com vocês. E é um dos trabalhos que eu também faço aqui no Amazonas, né, nas comunidades. Eu trabalho, mas também
uhum.
aqui na cidade, em Manaus.
Muito legal. I love how you brought in this physical toucan that you made. That's like one of my favorite things is mixing physical and digital. Can you show it to us a little bit? What is this thing? What are the blue things?
This is a make-do, it's a screw make-do. So you can use to connect parts of the. I use papelão, não sei como fala papelão em inglês, but you
Cardboard,
can
yeah.
use cardboard to connect cardboard, and you just
Very
use tools.
cool.
Yes, and made this, and the teachers can paint, and they can do this together
Wonderful.
in groups, in pairs, always.
Yeah. Very
So,
nice. Thanks so much for sharing. That's a cool thing for making cardboard craft.
yes, yes, and I use the cards, the
Oh, you
coding,
did.
yes, I have this for my students and for teachers too. I use in English, but I don't have in Portuguese, but I do it in Portuguese too. But I have this in English, and I do myself this for work the vocabulary in English to work with OctoStudio. So
Oh, I love that.
I
Wait, I
use
would love to
this
see
to
your vocabulary cards sometime. Yeah.
Yes, I have a lot of types of cards to share with my students
Wow.
and with teachers too.
Very cool. Thanks so much for sharing, Flaviana. You always have like so many cool stories about what you're trying with OctoStudio with your students.
And I
Yeah, I see
love
a lot of
share too.
people nodding. Yeah. Would anybody else like to share their project today or a story about something that they've tried recently?
I would just share that while I didn't get a whole game made, we were saying in the room that sometimes just having a little piece of an idea should be celebrated as a takeaway, right?
Of course,
Because
yeah. What was your piece of
maybe
your
your
idea?
piece and someone else's piece can come together to make a complete game, or maybe you can inspire something. So I'm proud of my little coding discovery, and I'll just keep building on it. But I like celebrating even just pieces, right?
Yeah, of course. Would you show us your little piece and tell us about like
Yeah.
what you want to go, what do you want to do from here? Oh, you have a
Well,
Lego. Oh, you have a
I was
Lego
trying to
duck.
figure out if I could make something eat a bug. So I wanted the bug to be random. And so my little piece was just this hopping, but
Oh,
the ability to make it more random by using a variable, I I didn't know that you could put the variables in the
Wow.
tilt area. So that was cool. And then, I had to do a little math to figure out how do I make my variable come down the same way it kind of went up, just the opposite. So it required me to do a little math thinking this
Oh,
morning.
wow.
So, I love when I can bring in those math skills. So that was my math moment this morning.
Yeah, I'm really interested in how like your code for that. So if you would share a snippet of your code on
Yeah,
the
I'll definitely put
Padlet
it in that because
too.
I know the focusing is not
Yeah.
happening right now, but yeah,
I see it
I
now. I
ended up
see it
having
now.
to do
Oh.
180 minus my variable was my solution.
So clever. And your story reminds me of like when we were still prototyping OctoStudio and I did some workshops in Brazil with the homeless workers movement. There was a moment where this girl was like, I see parrots outside my window every day and they fly like this. They fly like this. They don't just go like this. And so she was like, I'm really trying to figure out how to make them fly naturally. And she ended up putting a lot of different angles and math and angle stuff and she's showing her cousin, and her cousin who's older was like, "Oh my gosh, my teacher, when she talks about angles, I have no idea what she's saying. But now this is making sense to me when you show me in like a project." So it's so true that there's like so much opportunity to do math when you're really interested in getting something the way that it is in your head. Yeah.
I love that. Well, and I think,
Yeah.
the interesting thing is that as a product designer, right, is sometimes people want the easy solution. I know we hear that at Scratch, right? Like, why don't you make a block that does X? Because you can do it,
Mm,
maybe it requires 6 or 7 blocks in a row. But getting to those 6 or 7 blocks is a nice challenge. And also my 6 or 7 blocks may be different than your 6 or 7 blocks, right? And the
exactly.
variety is the spice and makes it fun. So it's
Mhm.
encouraging those kids to have the hard fun to do the work instead of finding a workaround block. So I love when there's challenge. Maybe not at
Thanks
8
so
in the
much.
morning when I haven't had coffee yet, like today, but usually I love
Yeah, when you're ready for it. Thanks so much for sharing that, Marin. And yeah, anyone is welcome to share even like a beginning of a project, an idea of a project. 30 minutes always feels like not enough time, and I know we always want to like chat also. So,
Tell,
whatever.
we do have
Yes.
some projects in the Padlet. I don't know if you want to call
Oh yeah,
people.
let's go through
We
those.
have one from Daniela, one from you, Tell,
Yes.
Carmelo as well. Daniela, would you like to share about your project?
Daniela Rivera, me?
Sí.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, thank you. I made a project about the Chilean dolphin, which is currently amenazado, endangered. I don't know if that's the right word.
Yeah.
And lives along the coast of much of the country. So I drew the mother dolphin and her calf. And every time the mother
Oh.
dolphin reaches her calf, a bell rings and a point add to the score. So to me, this animal it's important because I work with EV3, Lego Mindstorm, with the sensor, ultrasonic sensor. And so we made exercise about what happened if the dolphin of the robot sees something. And so I try to make something like that in OctoStudio, and Lula
Mm.
helps me a lot.
Mm.
And I have a challenge um, to add another calves and assign them different scores. Yes.
Mm.
Thank you for sharing it here and this story as well.
Carol, we also have newcomers for the first time.
Oh, wow.
First time using OctoStudio. Our
Mm.
friend Miros invited a new friend called Brenda. I don't know if Brenda is in the room, but she's totally new. But she's in education
Welcome.
also.
Yeah, hi everyone.
Hello.
Hola.
This is the first time I am using OctoStudio, and it's been very fun. It's just I have to learn how to do the basic things like how to make the little animal walk and I am at the very basics, but I enjoy it and I really like it.
That's so great. What did you try out today while we were in breakout rooms?
Well, I just I tried to make I made a turtle go back into the water.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love turtles.
Can you
It's
show
really
us
nice to
a little
have
bit?
you.
Even from
I don't know how to share
you
the
can hold
process.
your phone maybe on in front of you, like, or if you want, you can share later in the Padlet. Your choice.
It's basically just this, and then
Oh, nice.
Oh,
So cute.
beautiful.
Yeah, such a cute little sprite. We're so happy that you joined us. There's also the forum where people are sharing a lot about what their OctoStudio projects, things that they've tried in the classroom, questions they have. So you're really welcome to just participate there too. And Mitos, thank you for inviting a friend. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's been very interesting to learn about the different angles of education, of different types of activities. I enjoy it.
Beautiful.
Gracias, Brenda. Eduardo, would you like to share?
Yes, I have a work in progress yet. Let me show you a space game again. When you need to rescue the alien, let's play. You can't hit the meteor. The spaceship can't hit the meteor. I think it's not the right position. Sorry. So
Oh, yeah.
oh, I did. It's difficult to show to you, but
Game over.
I need to rescue the alien and avoid the meteor.
Cool.
And how do you get the score, Eduardo?
Let's show the code.
So you gain the score when you avoid the meteor?
Yes, the score is when the spaceship touch the alien.
Yeah. So you get the score when you hit the meteor, actually.
Yes.
Okay.
Now.
Yeah,
Use the block when touch.
Yes.
I love the type of animal that you
I was just thinking that.
decided to make a project with. That's cool.
I'm curious about aliens.
I tried to start something, but just I was thinking, because we talk a lot about the animals in their environment, and we always think of wild, not always, but like we do tend to think of wild, their natural, supernatural habitat. And then I was thinking, but where do we see and have animals around us every day? And I was just thinking, every time I go to the park, I see these squirrels, like I see mini bunnies and insects, and we have to live together, right? So I was just, because I was trying this thing with a bicycle the other day, I just maybe how can I put this? But it's just an idea. It's not a game yet for anything.
It's the beginning.
Yeah. You just like, I don't know, and how do we have to live together? Just like, oh, you stop or it's a simple idea.
Make sure you don't run them over.
Yeah.
That's so true. We think of animals as just being out in nature, but they're all around us all the time. I've been trying to befriend the crows that are hanging out in my backyard. I leave peanuts for them.
What do you do?
Yeah, I leave peanuts for them, and they do take it, but only after I've left. They watch me, and then they wait for me to leave, and then they take it. But I'm thinking that with enough time, they'll be my friend.
I do the same here behind me. It's the place where they eat. They're not crows, but they're some like family of the crows.
Something big. Yeah, they're big birds.
And who knows, maybe they show love in a different way. They might already adore you now.
That's true.
Just don't know about it. Oh, we are out of
We're
time
already at
already.
noon. Yeah.
In such a short time. Well, we still have the Padlet, but mainly we still have the forum, the LCL forum, where we want to, continue sharing this project and these ideas and these experiences we have with OctoStudio. But mainly we want to continue connected to each other, as a community. So this is not only about this week or next week where LCL is ending, but just it's about building this community, this such interesting group of people who have been trying and playing things together, but also learning a lot from each other. So we will see you there, and have a good time, everyone.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Bye
Ciao,
bye.
ciao.
pessoal.
Ciao.
Adiós,
Tchau.
então. Nos
Tchau.
vemos.
Hasta luego.
Adiós.
Hasta,
Ciao, ciao.
Hasta pronto.
luego.
hasta
Hasta
pronto.
pronto.
A presto.
Pronto, vai.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.